Welcome, my name is Rich, and this is a Let's Play of DCUO. The character I'm playing as is Quantum Issues, who is a quantum character, playing on the hero side, as you might be able to tell, based on the fact that I'm in the watchtower. Oops. There is a ceiling above me. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do for the next little while. And I've done a lot of these things. And I mean, I guess that there's the Amusement Mile Gang War. But other than that, I think I've done everything that I can do solo. I do have someone who will be coming along shortly. Did I do Amazon Fury? I don't remember. Did all of those things. Did I do Amazon Fury? Am I allowed in to Amazon Fury? Apparently I am. Okay. No, let's try Gang War first, since there's more of that. Probably just the one area there. Less of that, in fact. There we go. Just the one thing.
I think we're gonna need to shut this whole neighborhood down.
I think you're right. This gang war is getting out of control. We need Gordon to send in the riot police.
With all the cutbacks, there's no one left to send. I don't know how the city's gonna pull through this one.
Detective Frink. What a name. Officer Lebowski. I wonder if he's the big Lebowski.
This gang war situation is getting out of hand. Our guys are getting hit from both sides, and we're having trouble maintaining the peace. We could use a hand. You in?
The GCPD are stretched thin with the gang war flaring up in Amusement Mile's Gang War. Well, I mean, there's a clue in the name. GCPD Officer Lebowski needs your help pushing back against all sides. Okay. I'm going to assume, given that we're at the Amusement Mile, that this is a gang war involving the Joker's goons. I don't know if that's their official name.
Have you seen Batman? No? Well, perhaps one of the Joker's or Riddler's henchmen has seen something. I wish I could go put the screws to them myself, but I need to coordinate efforts here.
Okay. So it's Joker and Riddler. I didn't think that Riddler had a gang. Nightwing has been working with Batwoman in trying to deal with the ongoing gang war in Amusement Mile. Of particular concern is that Batman hasn't been heard from in a while. This might be the start of him... Like, this might be just after he was transported to the Dark Universe, which is a very convoluted sequence of events.
In order to stop the madness here in Amusement Mile, I'm sending you undercover. Go get your marching orders from one of the gangs. Working with them to weaken the other side should help end this sooner.
Batwoman needs you to go undercover to work with both sides of the gang war in Amusement Mile's Gang War. By working with both sides against each other, we can take both sides down.
I hate that you heroes play dress-up. Makes it hard to tell who's a good guy and who's a bad guy. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna ask you to take out some of the bad guys.
Well, with superheroes and villains, there's usually a clue in the colours. Unless you're in the 90s, in which case, good luck. In Amusement Mile's Gang War, help put a stop to the ongoing gang war by assisting Harvey Bullock in arresting Jokers or Riddlers loot runners. Okay. Now, again, I'm just guessing here, but it's taking a step into a flower bed. This gang war between Joker and Riddler is probably to do with the Riddler warning us during the events that you take part in during leveling up, when you are directed by a sequence of Riddler clues to different Joker attack points, and then you save Riddler from Deathstroke.
The Riddler, the Joker, I don't care which one of those psychopaths ends up at the top of this trash heap. I do care about getting some revenge for my fallen brothers. Bust some skulls, would ya?
Public safety is in peril, so GCPD Officer Wolf has been tasked with cleaning up Amusement Mile's gang war by any means necessary. He needs your help. That's a bit violent for the police. Then the police should really be being in public, really. Not a bit violent for the police. I mean, the police will take quite a lot of violence. Joker and Riddler brought a lot of tough allies to aid them in their ongoing gang war against each other and around Amusement Mile. The strongest of their combatants are your targets. By defeating any of them, may hasten the end of the carnage. And this feels like it'll be one of the really tough ones that you can't actually do solo. So I'm gonna go ahead and not take that one. I'm curious to see what Riddler's goons look like. They seem to be better dressed, but unfortunately in the same colours basically as the... Oh no, well, I mean, yeah, same colours but other way around. Like, Joker wears purple suits with green highlights, and these Riddler guys are in green with purple highlights. So I mean... also, all of Joker's guys are basically in like paramilitary gear with very dark.
Is that a rocket?
Why? Whoa! That's a bit much.
You want to fight?
Okay, that was a murder. A bit worried about.
What are you strapping on to me?
Okay, I don't think I'm going to do that again. That's a bit much.
You picking a fight with the Riddler?
Joker's dudes tend to be in paramilitary gear, and they usually are in darker colours, and they typically have clown masks or makeup on. Also, the names are thematic, like...
What the?
Oh, okay. See, some of them you have to press F to put them in handcuffs, which is fine, but strapping them to explosive devices that launch them into the air several stories up, that's not something I'm okay with doing.
What's your problem?
Also, entirely unrelated to the game at all, but I've been playing... so one of the games I was thinking of playing on stream at some point was Secret Worlds Legends, which I've been quite enjoying. Unfortunately, having played a lot more of it recently, it's very, very heavy on on like puzzles and problem solving, and I'm dreadful at solving puzzles in games. And not to mention that these are very, very involved puzzles that need you to like make extensive notes and do a lot of independent, like initiative-based research. It's really very heavy, like serious brain teaser stuff. As far as I can tell. I mean, I'm not... As someone who is bad at playing puzzle games, I don't tend to play many puzzle games. And as such, I don't know how it holds up against, like, classic great puzzle games. I mean, I've never played Myst, for example. Hey, welcome. The Dark Star, 57. Is that... There are 56 other Dark Stars, or is it a hereditary title? Did you perhaps have to defeat all the previous Dark Stars? Ah, welcome, Ravenforce. I'm just talking about... I was thinking about playing... Manbat Commando. A game called Secret World Legends on stream, which is an MMO, but it's... Yes, you did. They outlived their usefulness. Ah, very good. I see I'm talking to a real Dark Star champion. Excellent. The thing with Secret Worlds is it's very heavy on problem solving and puzzles, and I'm absolutely dreadful at puzzles. And these are the kind of puzzles where you need to like look up sheet music for obscure pieces of classical music to be able to solve a puzzle. I'm not joking. So I've been just about getting through the game by using the wiki, which has a lot of basically it has all of the puzzles solved for you. There are still a few other things that don't quite make sense, like that are just problems with the way that the game is coded. Like occasionally, if you try and do a thing, it won't quite work properly because the coding is such that you, like, if you do it slightly too early or are not standing in the right place, but that's not such a big issue. So, I mean, if you enjoy puzzle games, I would highly recommend Secret Worlds, but I don't think that I can play it on stream because I would just be flipping backwards and forwards to the wiki or having a notepad in front of me. Like, I don't imagine that it would be very interesting stream experience.
I haven't seen the boss lately, have you? He was so amped up after taking Amusement Mile from the Joker, but I haven't seen him since. I mean, yeah, it's nice being told what to do without having to solve a riddle, but it's not like the Riddler to miss his own party. And I hear the Joker's missing too. You think someone did him in?
That's interesting. Interrogate Joker's top stooges for information on Batman's whereabouts. Let's try doing that. Righty Dumples. Twinkle Toads. Okay. That's pretty wild naming.
Bats? I haven't seen him, I promise.
Oh, hush. Maybe, oh no, well, I mean, he's 209. I might be able to deal with him. He doesn't have a fancy, yeah, I think I can manage him. He doesn't have a fancy, banner under his name icon. So, oh yeah, also, Secret Worlds Legends is also kind of a horror game. The first, like the tutorial zone, is very atmospheric, and it's not like outright scary in the same way that.
Thanks, pal.
Like Resident Evil might be, for example.
Ain't seen him in ages. Only saw his fist that time anyway. No joke.
It's kind of a horror game. See, the way that I define horror and like things adjacent to it is, in horror you don't have any agency, you can't defend yourself. In like thriller there is some amount of agency, and in adventure you are under threat but you can deal with it. So in my own definition I would say that Shadow Worlds Legends is more of a thriller adventure, because it's an RPG. You level up, you get better abilities, you get better gear. You can handle, like, you're never thrown against things that you can't handle. In terms of the enemies, like you might not be able to handle the puzzles, for example. I know I can't, not without help, but the enemies, you shouldn't really be wandering into things that you can't fight. And in terms of like the powers that you have available in the combat, it's not that difficult, it's not complex. But the weapons and power system in Secret Worlds is a thing unto itself. And it's kind of involved to explain. Okay, so these guys are definitely all in purple, but with green highlights. So they definitely are set aside and separate from
some hot water there.
The Riddler blokes. So that's good. But yeah, so like if you like puzzle games and also horror, then maybe Shadow Worlds Legends is for you. But it's kind of a it's an odd Venn diagram, and I don't imagine that there are many people that fall into all of its overlaps. I barely do. I'm mostly there for the horror and the other thematic stuff. Oops, I don't have enough time to get to that. That's unfortunate. Hey, welcome. UPT Job PP? I'm not quite sure how I would pronounce that name. The best weapon and power against AI. Do you mean PvE? Like AI enemies? Or is AI an abbreviation for something else that I'm not getting? Okay, I'll call you Joe.
I don't know nothing. I swears it.
Yeah, PvE. Well, to be honest, whilst you're leveling up, I don't think that there's much of a difference. I mean, some weapons, because they're based on combos of light and hard presses, will they all have different feelings, and you'll get on with them differently. For example, I really don't like the bow weapon or the staff, for example. But other people really enjoy staff, for example. I know I've seen people talking about the game and the weapon choices and saying that they really like staff. So, I mean, to an extent, it will be up to you to find a combination of powers and weapons that you enjoy. But my experience of playing endgame, so after I've finished leveling up and I'm trying to do content that is challenging for my combat rating, I've found that controller power sets, because they don't have any heals, or they basically have like one self-heal, which uses supercharge in Quantum's case, it's quite difficult to keep your health up whilst you're fighting difficult enemies. You have to rely on soda colas, and I probably wouldn't choose to play solo as a control player. Like, it's probably perfectly fine in groups, and if you're going to be playing in groups, then, you know, go for it. But I would probably pick, if you're playing the game as I play the game, as in, you know, mostly solo, probably pick a tank or a healer class of power set, just so you've got self-healing available.
Where do you think Joker finds all his goons? Clown College? No. He turns his enemies into his pals, you see? And we're gonna help, so we can win this war.
But, like, I don't think
it almost feels wrong working with a clean-beat hero like you. But you're here. And this grinder of a gang war is ready for more meat.
Not quite sure what I was supposed to have gotten there. But I guess he's telling us that oh, these guys are tough. I guess he was telling us that Joker uses Joker Venom on other gang members, I guess. But yeah, in terms of power and weapon choices, I don't think there is a best or worst, like, objectively. I think it'll be subjective based on what you enjoy, how you enjoy playing the game, what weapon combos you enjoy playing. Although, as I said, if you're going to be playing solo, PvE, endgame particularly, I mean, I didn't struggle at all when I was playing just leveling up, despite the fact I didn't have any heals available, because I was always slightly ahead of the curve in terms of level, and like, my health and the damage I was doing were enough to get me through, and also I was very familiar with all of the stuff that I would be doing, because I've played a lot of characters. I've leveled a lot of characters up because I'm an alcoholic.
I need backup here.
But like endgame PvP solo,
my goose was cooked.
probably healer or tank. Maybe tank, because then you'd be able to switch into the tank role, which would make you even more survivable, hopefully. Especially if you've got like another set of gear that you could switch to as well, so that you've got like DPS gear and tank gear, because the game does give you options when you get rewards for either being, usually at least, for either taking DPS role or your secondary role, and in my case that's controller. And it basically just makes, I think, my ability to control better, like whatever stat it is that you use for control. I'm not quite sure what it would be. Dominance, probably? No, that's healing. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm no expert on what stats the game uses and how. But unfortunately, it's just going to be a case of playing different characters, building different characters, and finding out which ones you particularly enjoy playing, personally. And the thing about that is, the really annoying thing is that the game does have a system called Legends, which allows you to switch into like a classic canon character. The first one you get will be Robin. You'll just get handed that by the game fairly early on, like around level 10, whilst you're leveling up. But there are two things about that. You only get Robin. The rest of the Legends data that lets you play as different, like, classic characters like Superman, Batman, or even, you know, Black Canary or Huntress, you have to buy them with real money. You can't earn them in-game. You have to spend Daybreak coins to earn more Legends data. And Daybreak coins are the game's... what's the word? Premium currency. And also, Legends is PvP, not PvE. So I've never tried, but I think given that, you're probably going to have to fight PvP even if you are just trying it out. So that would ordinarily be a really useful tool for letting you figure out which powers and weapons you enjoy playing with, because all the different characters in the game have different weapon sets and power sets. So if you could have access to all of the Legends, or you could earn access by some in-game earnable currency, that you would get through grinding, or luck, I guess, then that would be fine. But unfortunately, as a system for finding out what powers and weapons you like, it's pretty bad because you have to spend real-world money on it. And so I can't in good conscience recommend unlocking lots and lots of Legends profiles of different characters, because it would cost you a ton of money. And also, I mean, it might be that it's only for PvP. As I said, I haven't tried it. You might be able to...
Penguin wants you to do what to the Riddler's men? Not a chance. Throw them into the ocean instead.
I have no idea what's going on here. I'm just moving around in the game and it's giving me stuff. Like, the Penguin didn't give me a mission. Now I've got to... Okay, now I've got... mission info. But I didn't, like, get handed the mission. This is definitely very strange. I think, you know, I think that PS4 and Windows play together on the same servers. But I'm on Windows. I'm playing on my PC. I'm afraid. So if they are separate, then we wouldn't be able to play together.
Wait, what are you doing?
Oh, I thought I was going to put him in a bubble or something to throw him in the ocean. Apparently not. Apparently I'm supposed to be... Okay. Darkstar. Well, perfectly... I mean, this is, you know, I think probably a good guide to what the game is like. If it appeals, then definitely give it a shot. Eventually I will be putting the backlog, or like the recordings of these streams up on YouTube. I'm still putting up VODs of the previous game that I played, which was Champions Online, and I actually haven't done that for a little while. I need to get back to that. But yeah, I mean, hopefully my intention is that my streams will be a good primer for the game and give you a good idea of what to expect. I can't show very easily all the different combinations of weapon and power choice, but basically when you're making your choice, the dirigible of doom, an inflated like balloon with a gun suspended from it. Okay, super weird. When you're making your character, you have a bunch of choices. You have weapons and powers, and they're two separate things. Weapon is like the shield here, so you've got melee attacks and ranged attacks with all weapons, not just in this case with a shield. Like, if you've got... This is super weird. Dirigible of Doom. How would it even fire? There's nothing attached to it that looks like it would cause anything to fire. All weapons, regardless of what they are, whether they're rifle, bow, staff, sword, anything, they've all got ranged and melee attacks, and they come in combos, so you have heavy and light melee attacks and heavy and light ranged attacks, and so this is the shield's heavy attack, and this is the shield's light attack. Which I can't really show you very well from the front because of the way that the camera works in the game. And then the powers that you choose are from a set like fire, ice, plants, mental. This character's using quantum, which is a control set. And all of the sets of powers have a role. Everyone can be DPS, and all of them have a secondary role. So Quantum's secondary role is control. Fire is tank, so is ice. Plant is, or nature is healing. Electricity is healing. Water is healing. Earth is tank. Gadgets is control. The light, which is what it's called in the game, which is basically giving you powers based on Green Lantern rings. If you're a hero, or if you're a villain, it's Yellow Lantern rings. Is control as well. So you have a few things to take into account when you're making your choices, but it's perfectly easy to try out a character for a few hours of play, get probably to like level 10, 15 in that time, get an idea of how the choices you've made play and what the story is like and how the fighting is like, using combos with your weapon and just like fire and forget with your powers, like this. And if you don't like it, then well, no worries, just build a new character. This is a very forgiving game in terms of building new characters and trying out different things. It would be more forgiving if you could use the Legends system to unlock classic canon characters and try out different combinations of powers and weapons, but unfortunately that's not a possibility. Really. But yeah, and also it's a good game if you really like DC, because they include a lot of little references, and they include a lot of very minor characters you probably wouldn't expect, like that show up in the comics, but you probably don't see very much in the cartoons, and you certainly wouldn't see in the films.
I don't care who you work for. What I do care about is the Riddler. He's nowhere to be found. But if I know him, and I do, he's the fool of something. He did say something. A long walk off a short pier last time I saw him. Maybe stop there.
Riddler's accomplice Query is concerned for her missing boss. She thought he said something about the docks when she last saw him. Start there and look for clues to his whereabouts. Recheck any clues you've found if you get lost. So this sort of problem solving is very, very simple and basic, especially compared with the problem solving you're required to do in Secret Worlds Legend. Well, not required. Okay, you don't need to solve puzzles for progressing the storyline in Secret Worlds. They're side missions that you don't have to do. Of course, if you don't do them, you don't get the rewards, but, you know, I think your character probably would be capable of surviving without needing to go through every single mission. I'm just doing that so that I have the best chance, like have the the most XP, the highest level, the best gear, to deal with the difficult stuff that gets thrown at me, because my idea of a good time is not struggling, to be honest. Aha.
On my way to solving a mystery, I'll go next where I have history. On this I had my first kiss, and as around it went, no sight was missed. Where am I?
The big wheel. This is a fairly simple riddle, thankfully. It's not a... Wow. Putting them in some kind of giant inflatable ugly toy to throw them in the river. Who's this? Oh, Clayface. I reckon I can beat up Clayface. Yeah, for example, in all the Batman films and the recent, you know, Justice League film, you would never have gotten Clayface. I mean, you just about got Killer Croc in Suicide Squad, and it's unclear to me how Suicide Squad relates to the larger not MCU, DCU? Or would it be DCC? Anyway, but you're very unlikely to get Clayface in... Am I supposed to be throwing them in different parts of the river? That's weird. Brain teaser. That'll be one of the ones I need to put in the big inflatable bear. That's super random. That doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, thank you. I appreciate. I'm glad that I make DC UO look fun. Be cool to check out earlier vids when they are up on YouTube. Yeah, unfortunately, Twitch only keeps like 2 weeks worth of videos, so there should be probably like 6 up, I guess, because I stream 3 times a week. Another holo token. But yeah, I will eventually get around to putting everything up on YouTube. There's a link in just Rage Quit CEO, Gravatar is me. On your way. Cool. Okay, I'll see you in a bit then, Raven Force. There's a link to my YouTube in my Twitch profile.
Batwoman's right, you know. Someone needs to handle the gang war before it becomes an even bigger problem. And we definitely need to keep an eye on Talia. But I'm worried about Batman. Okay, yeah, he's done the disappearing act before. I know. But this time feels different. It just does. Something's up, and I'm going to find out what. Or maybe I'm just going batty.
Hello, Deathstroke. The Terminator. He takes himself very seriously for a man who dresses in bright blue and orange. Let's beat him up. He's not even interested. Oh no, there we go. I've gotten his attention. I mean, I've already beaten him up when I was defending the Riddler during the story arc where that happens, but I didn't get to defeat him fully at the time. Some kind of laser. I'm not impressed with this Deathstroke. Quickly. No Batman. Are we sure we want to find him? Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that this is the prelude to the story where Batman gets lost in the dark universe, which is... I mean, I was trying to look this stuff up, and honestly, the stuff with Flashpoint and New 52, like the lore behind it in DC's universe, it's immensely convoluted. Like, they've they obviously needed to like up the ante, like increase the power levels, and they have done this a number of times in previous like universe-ending calamities. So they've gotten to the point.
Near enough to catch my throw, lit enough to have a faint glow, big enough to house a show, high enough to nest a crow. Where am I?
The big top, I assume. Yeah, I was looking it up on the DC's wiki articles, and the stuff involving like the end of the previous universe and the beginning of the New 52 is it's mind-bogglingly convoluted. It's daft. Oh, Deathstroke. Again. He recovered quickly, didn't he? But so my understanding of Batman disappearing and going to the Dark Universe is, you know, you've got nth metal, which is the metal that Thanagarians use, and there are other metals like, I think orichalcum is one of them. There's 4 of these strange, unusual metals, nth metal being one of them. And if a person comes into contact with all 4 of them, a portal gets created to the Dark Universe, where things are similar but everything got worse. It's where the Batman Who Laughs is from. So the Batman Who Laughs was Batman, but then in a series of awful traumatic events watched a bunch of people die whilst he was frozen with a variant of the Joker toxin, then got infected with the Joker toxin when he killed the Joker, and turned into like a Jokerized Batman who killed all of his allies because he went insane. Where is this question thing I'm looking for? Looking for a question box, so I'm wandering apparently aimlessly. At least my guess is that the reason that Batman has disappeared this time is that he's been transported to the Dark Universe, because that's a series of there are other things happening in other tiers of released content in this game around this tier that have things like people being taken over by living metal and weird portals opening to hell dimensions, stuff like that, that makes me think, yeah, this is probably Dark Universe stuff. Interested to see whether DCUO tries to go with introducing everything up to the start of New 52. Oh, damn it. I didn't want to do that again. That's deeply unpleasant. That was not my intention. So yeah, oh, Killer Croc. Interesting. Not fought him before. Done missions for him, actually, on Wednesday, on Monday. But it would be unfeasible for them, I think, to swap the game out into full New 52 mode. And each of their releases has not been very large in terms of introducing new content, so they probably were trying not to just walk in the footsteps of World of Warcraft with sequential big releases every 2.5 years or so with lots of new content. It seems like they wanted to release content more frequently than that, and as a result they don't release very much of it at a time. So it feels... Honestly, it feels like when you've got new content to do, like going through all those portals that are available at the Watchtower, there isn't enough. It feels like it's very thin on the ground, and I personally would have preferred them to spend the time to go through making a big, full release, or bigger than they have been making. I don't know where the third Riddler clue box is. I don't know.
You'll pay for that.
I'm not entirely sure what else I'm supposed to be doing here, so I think I'm going to leave it and just do on-duty stuff.
Not surprising that none of those thugs has seen Batman, but it was worth a shot.
That's a weekly thing. Defeat 300 people. Oh, sorry, Alara Wavestorm. I didn't see you. I'm in a version of Gotham. I'm at Amusement Mile Gang War. But I think I've done a lot of this. Let's defeat transporters, 9 of 42, so I don't think I'm going to do that. Oops. So let's just dispose of these barrel bombs. Transport Joker presents from boat to front lines in Amusement Miles Gang War. So I'm going to do a couple of missions.
Want you to do what to the Riddler's men? Not a chance. Throw them into the ocean instead.
And then I will stop and come and join you, Alara, so that we can do duo on-duty stuff. Why does it need to be over there? There's plenty of Gotham River nearer than this. Oh right, it's not in the river. Okay.
Send in the clowns!
Why was it full of clowns? Just getting used to skimming. Cool. Yeah, I quite like skimming. I mean, its powers are basically precisely the same as flight. It just looks different, which, you know, it's good enough. It is at least different, which is nice. Why do I need to take it over there? This is ridiculous. Why isn't there a short journey? Okay, well they can have fun jumping out of a box and have it getting in a fight. It seems like a very inefficient method of moving troops around. Are we taking the Joker's side? Well, we're not. We're helping both sides against the other in the hopes that that wears them down.
I know. It goes against everything we stand for. But know that you're helping put an end to this gang war.
We're hoping that weakening both sides will bring the gang war to a close more quickly. I don't think that it's a very sensible thing to do, but I mean, the gang is already in open war, so I don't think that inciting them to attack one another is going to do very much more damage than is already happening. Oh, there's a barrel bomb. Okay, just need 2 more of them, and then I'll be done. I mean, when I picked up the missions, it implied that I would disguise myself, but that hasn't happened. Maybe they were intending to implement a disguise, so like if you were helping the Joker's side against the Riddler side, you would disguise yourself as a Joker goon, and vice versa. But that hasn't happened. There's also finding a Riddler clue box. Maybe this is it. I mean, it's a Riddler clue box. No, I'm not allowed to use that yet. I haven't found the right one. But yeah, I spent quite a lot of time circling the big top looking for it, and I haven't been able to find it, so... yeah, I'm just going to go back to the Watchtower and do duo on-duty stuff, I guess.
Both of these gangs are crazy. They could have blown up the whole city. Thanks for the backup.
I don't think they could blow up the whole city with barrel bombs, but it's definitely not a good thing that they were being left around, and I'm perfectly happy to have helped remove them. Yeah, another thing that I've noticed with the game is that when it was initially released before New 52 came out, or just at the cusp of New 52, characters like the Huntress, for example, had different costumes in the game. They've been going through changing costumes to update them so that they look like they do in the New 52, which on the one hand I can see where they're coming from, but on the other, this universe is pre-New 52. Like, they changed Wonder Woman to look like she does in... kind of like she does in the Wonder Woman films, with a sort of leather protective skirt on. And I think that that's a better costume. I'm not really in favour of swimsuits on superheroes, even if they've got super resilience and can take, you know, bullets on bare skin. But I mean, they're updating characters to look like their alternate selves that haven't happened in this universe yet, and in fact, to look like New 52 characters, you would have to end this universe and restart it as New 52. Oh, just broker stuff. Okay. Items sold. But the Flash, love in the fast lane. Johnny Quick and Atomica are just deplorable. I wonder if it was fate or hate that brought them together. Crime Syndicate of America table. Interesting. I would like them to have done more, certainly with Earth 3, because that's the world where everyone's morality has flipped, so all the heroes are villains and vice versa, and the Crime Syndicate, led by Ultraman, is in charge of the world, and freedom fighters like Lex Luthor and the Joker fight against them. But like most of these expansions, it's just a small, well, relatively small zone, a limited area of a version of Gotham. You don't get to see that many of the natives, I guess. You don't get to do very much. There's like a handful of missions, some of which are weekly or require 8 people. So yeah, this ties into like how they've decided to do expansions. There's a lot of them for the time period in which DCUO has existed, but you don't really get to do that much in any of them, unfortunately. But yeah, right now I would quite like to do 2-player. Do we do Shady Nightclub? I think we got up to the riverfront and riverside things here and then stopped, so I guess starting with Shady Nightclub and going through... I don't think that we need to do Cape Carmine Lighthouse, because that we would have done on stream before. DCUO doesn't need to worry about that though, which is good. Really, the auto mod again. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure what you said. Unfortunately, Mahawkman. Ferris Aircraft, haven't done that. Or I mean, I have done Old Gotham Subway in one player, but it might be different this time around because there's 2 routes that you can take through it. And we might get to do the second route because I only did it once and only did one of the routes. Cape Carmine Lighthouse, as I was saying before, is one that it's a mission against Bane. Nightwing and Killer Croc race to get to Bane and his store of muscle maximizing venom, take down Bane and take out the competition. Interesting. So presumably we'll be against Killer Croc alongside Nightwing. So that adds a variation that wasn't there in the first playthrough. This is stopping Bane and going into the lighthouse is the second mission arc of that you get if you're a tech hero, but you can also pick up this if you're any other kind of hero and do the fight against Bane. Start with Shady Nightclub, then go to Ferris Aircraft. Well, no, I mean, Cape Carmine Lighthouse will be slightly different since we fight Killer Croc, so I guess I've reasoned myself into doing that. I mean, if you don't feel like it, then no worries. Shady Nightclub it is. You said that you don't like the New 52 idea since it meant erasing most of DC's continuity. Yeah, I was not fond of it either. I liked the post-crisis universe that they had, the pre-Flashpoint stuff. I quite enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed that world. It had been around for a long time. Excellence. Oh, good lord. So have you rebuilt Alara Wavestorm? Or did you find a way of swapping...
Society has a cache of stolen Graviton tech in this nightclub. We can't leave anything that dangerous in their control. Find the Singularity capsules and get them out of there.
Or did you find a way of retraining and getting rid of super speed so that you could take whichever. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, there were other things besides that in New 52. Just the fact that it was a change that I wasn't terribly fond of, like story choices that I didn't think sounded very good.
Don't mess with me!
Aha! Who's that? Is that
I hope the heroes kick your ass.
some ice villain, I guess? Spec Ops. Shoulder pads. Sure, let's take those. Oh, locked to Royal Healer. That's annoying. Killer Frost. Cool. No worries. Oh yeah, this is one of the nightclubs, I guess, that you would spawn in or use as a villain. Club Lexcellence. You'll notice that it's the same exact layout as the nightclub or as the safe houses for heroes, just the decoration is different. Yeah, it is pretty vomitous. This is... I mean, it's almost as bad as Trump's interior decor. A lot of red velvet. I can forgive the Art Deco though, because I'm a sucker for Art Deco. Got rid of super speed from the store respec. Ah, okay, cool. excellence is over the top ostentatious. Yeah, I mean, the clue is in the name. I see. I'd be tempted just because I'm a little shit. If I was faced with Lex Luthor, I'd probably be tempted to call him Al, just to piss him off. Because I think sometimes when you see characters ask him why he is called Lex rather than Alex, he says he is not simply a Lex. But yeah, I would definitely be tempted, because as I said, I'm a little shit, to call him Al. Just like, alright Al, how's it going? Warrior, Barbarian, or Angelic. Let's take Angelic. Assuming I'll be able to equip it. Oh, I can. That's nice. Yeah, so as I said before, I was digging into you like it better than the other ones. Fair enough. Yeah. Some of the decisions they made when they were coming up with...
Oh, yeah? Bite.
Like, the third time we've gotten a chance to beat up Cheetah. That's nice. The sequence of events that they came up with for getting from pre-Flashpoint universe to post-Flashpoint, enormously convoluted. Like, way, way more convoluted than it needed to be. DC, I think, trapped themselves in a need to be bigger and more dangerous, more epic, more power involved than ever before, and because they've already done like anti-Monitor stuff with the Crisis of Infinite Earths, because they've already done a thing that threatens the multiverse, they had to go even further and go even bigger. And honestly, reading the summary on the wiki, it was just bonkers. Like, it was so convoluted, so involved. It was a little ridiculous. Like, it involves an omniverse, which is bigger than the multiverse. Defeat Gorilla Grodd and Mr. Freeze.
Looks like you tracked down all the Graviton tech in there. Time to... Wait, Grodd just arrived. You should say hello on your way out.
Yep, definitely up for spoiling Grodd's day. And thankfully, because this is tier 3, it's relatively easy.
Get out of there before the place is swarming. There's plenty of contraband we need to recover in other stash houses.
Stash houses, like mustache houses. Spec Ops, let's take... Oh no, I can't take that because it's raw tank. Okay. That's something for your league, and I'm not in a league, so that's not helpful for me. Okay. Exit Nightclub. I kind of think Crisis on Infinite Earths is the sort of story you shouldn't try to emulate. Oh, they don't just emulate Crisis on Infinite Earths, they try and go bigger with Flashpoint. And frankly, I think that was a misstep, because it's already enormous and unwieldy. And Flashpoint, I mean, if you read anything about the details, you can tell that it is absolutely just... it's too much. I don't think I actually need any of these, like, Qua bombs or exabyte interference shields, so let's just get rid of them as well. Can I repair anything? Can't repair items at this vendor. Okay. Like, I feel like all the stuff after the Ring War in DC, with like the Dark Universe and Flashpoint, DC was trying to be clever, and they were too clever for their own good, and ended up being way too involved and convoluted, and twist heavy. Qua bombs are only useful for one thing, and I'm honestly not sure if they're even useful. Fair enough.
Ready to get back to the good fight? Need some new gear to help you out?
Nope, I just need you to repair my gear. That's it. I don't need you to keep talking. Sorry, Cassie. Maybe once you're like in your 20s, then I'll actually want to have a conversation. So, we've done Cape Cod Mine Lighthouse, and the only difference is Killer Croc. So, let's just skip it and do Ferris Aircraft. As much as I like the voice lines in this game, they get old super fast. Yeah, it's great that they have so much voice acting. For like so many characters. It's just some of the characters are kind of annoying. I mean, at the top of the pile for annoying characters in the game definitely is Garfield Logan Beast Boy. But Cassie Sandsmark is not much below him. She might be second.
Star Labs scientists have created a prototype repulsor device that is triggered by high levels of emotion. It won't work on the more powerful Red Lanterns, but it should be enough to keep most of them away. Get to the explosives cache in the middle of the base and use the bombs to weaken the Red Lantern's batteries.
Look at these idiots. They never learn, do they? Can you pick the thing up? Yes. Ah, but I'm grounded. Do I have to make them bounce off me? That's hilarious. Professor is losing power. Oh, that's a shame. These guys are super weak. And now they're all running away. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not super clear what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah. Whack them with the repulsor. I don't think that's what you're supposed to be doing. Just put it down. It'll recharge. Oh, now I'm grounded. Okay, I need to... Ah, I see. I mean, because we're like way over level for this, or in terms of combat rating we're over leveled, this is actually very easy. What we would need to be doing is one of us would need to be carrying that repulsor, whilst the other is carrying the thing that weakens the batteries. So I would need to stay inside of your... I would need to stay inside of the bubble if you were carrying the repulsor, or vice versa, whilst I carry whatever this object is to the battery. Oh no, wrong battery. I was paying attention. Already damaged the batteries. Okay. Or that one battery. Hopefully we get more of these thingamies. But yeah, because these guys can't actually hurt me, I don't actually need... we don't need to do it according to how the game makers intended, because I can just ignore them whilst I'm walking. Let's repair this somehow. There we go. Then pick it up. And make them bounce off. Idiots. Like the way they can put an arrow over your head to point you where to go. Yeah, it's good. It's just... it's not super obvious, so I missed it the first time. Well, the second time, really.
Weakening those batteries should help, but the Red Lantern known as Vice is still causing havoc in the middle of the base. I doubt the repulsor will be strong enough for him. Better take him down the old-fashioned way.
That dude had a super weird head. He had like a big pincer on the top and bottom of it.
Star Labs sensors are picking up abnormally large levels of rage inside the main building. It has to be the leader of the Red Lanterns, Atrocitus. I'm dropping in some more repulsors. It won't help with the big guy, but it should help with his minions.
Star Lab sensors are picking up abnormally large levels of rage. I'm very impressed that they've managed to put together a huge mood ring. Perhaps on some kind of directional board, so maybe like 8 of them, so you can get, you know, an 8-point reference. Oh yeah, it's Vice. He's from the comics. Cool. It's good that they've got like little references like that to characters that you see in the comics. I didn't read any of the Ring War stuff, so I'm not...
Vice seeks to dampen our rage. I will destroy it. I will destroy you, and then our rage will flood these streets.
All I can think when I see...
These rage levels are off the chart. Find a way to supercharge a repulsor. It might help you take down Atrocitus.
All I could think when I saw his teeth was... boy, those things are needle sharp and close together. Do they ever get caught on one another and break? Well, not just thin and close together, but also long and needle-like. Really weird. Also 60% charged. Okay. 90%. Stop it, please, Atrocitus. Carry it over to him.
Vice has been taken into custody and is on his way to the science cells on Oa. Scans show Atrocitus has hightailed it out of here, but I'm sure he'll be back. Star Labs can now finish development of the emotional dampener.
Ooh, what a choice you've given me. 2 weapons that are exactly the same that I don't use, or a lumpy garbage bag. But it's rare. So I have to go with the garbage bag. Incendiary mines. Why do I want incendiary mines? Why are you doing this to me, game? Ooh, I will take those though. Eat them like cookies or whatever it is you do with victory tokens. Okay, I think we're done. I think we can leave. Walk to the watchtower. He's literally vomiting blood on you. Yeah. Red Lanterns are kind of unpleasant, as far as I can tell. With powers like vomiting. Is it blood or is it some kind of blood plasma? Not like, I know that blood has plasma in it, like in a biological sense, but like, I think that it's supposed to be like supercharged hot plasma. You know, the kind that you get in weapons, or, well, sci-fi weapons. I thought it was red energy. Yeah, it's some kind of blood vomit. It's not fun. Old Gotham Subway. Yes. Righto. I mean, I have done this solo, but as I said, there's 2 routes you can take through it, and maybe we'll get to do the other one. Oops.
The Penguin keeps it friggin' cold down here. You better hope Penguin doesn't hear you complaining. Think he'd turn up the heat if I asked? Your funeral.
Sort of mix of the 2, I think. Okay, fair enough. I think it's a power that you get if you play as a Red Lantern in-game. So when you don't have to worry about your health, playing as a controller is quite fun, because it means you get to throw enemies around, or at least some control sets that you can. The control set gadgets doesn't really. I feel like from a game design perspective, gadgets was trying to do too many things. With most power sets, you were trying to apply 1 or 2 debuffs or status effects to enemies, and then...
This is the entry to the Penguin smuggling operations underground. There's more than one way to the inner chambers. Tell you what, let's flip a coin. Tails, take the right passage.
Oh, cool.
I'll catch up.
Didn't do this one that time. Last time, rather. So this is been new stuff for the stream. Cool. So with powers, what you're trying to do is apply at least 1 debuff or status effect. Sometimes your power set will have 2. This one does. This has destabilized and I forget what the other one is. Graviton charged, right? Yes. Fire as a power set only has 1. It tries to apply burning. I'm not sure what ice applies. I've already got that one, but thank you. I think I've gotten all of them. Oh no, actually, there might be 1 or 2 along this right-hand route that I haven't gotten. But I've gotten that one already, and I will have one in the end area of the map. So yeah, powers try to apply a debuff or status effect. It's best to pick 1. Like, if your set has 2, it's generally better to pick 1, because you don't get many powers that apply status effects. Usually they are powers that take advantage of status effects. That was pretty brutal.
Don't say a word. Let me do the talking. There's a gang war raging in this city, and right now the Penguin is winning. But I'll tell you a secret. His operation will be mine. And if you're tempted to cross me, remember, dead men tell no tales.
This is Hush. He has obviously gone very hard into the be quiet theme.
Think like the enemy. Hush is working for the Penguin? Then the Penguin should watch his back. Hush doesn't work for anybody without an ulterior motive. Now keep going. The Penguin's lair is deeper within these tunnels.
This is an interesting costume appearance. There's a whole set of it. Damn it, what was it called? Two-faced? Split personality? No. Yes. Where your costume is literally split down the middle into two different appearances. I think Ice probably just applies Chill as a power set for a debuff, but
Harvey Dent, case number 1464B-1. The Penguin is cashing in on the Gotham Gang War. He's making a tidy profit supplying arms. He's about to learn that two can play at that game.
Fire also does buffs that cause enemies to take damage due to being too close to you. Gadgets are power. Batman's power set. Of course, they do too many things. Yeah. So most power sets have two debuffs. Fire only has one, which is burning, and it buffs you as well. Like it does other things, but in terms of applying debuffs, most power sets will either do one or two. Gadgets does 4. And because you only have a limited number of power slots, and you only have a limited number of powers which apply the debuff, most powers in a set take advantage of the debuff rather than applying it. Yeah, Gadgets really is trying to do too much, I think, and it suffers for that.
This is Commissioner Gordon to GCPD in Gotham. Harvey Dent, now known to you as Two-Face, has called in a location for the Penguin's alleged smuggling activities. We need to know if this is for real, or just another flip of his mentally challenged mind. Ever since his face was scarred and his mind split, he's depended on that coin to make his decisions. So until we find out more, keep to your posts. Gordon out.
But yeah, given that fire only applies burning as a debuff, I imagine that ice only applies chilled or freezing. I'm not sure what the debuff is called, but
punk? Let's flip the coin. And luck is on our side. Let's take the Penguin down.
but yeah, I imagine that ice only applies freezing. Aside from the buffs that it gives you, I mean, I have played ice, just not for ages. Maybe you would fight Two-Face here if the coin flip came up differently. I have that holo token.
Let me flip my coin. Oops, it's heads.
Huh.
Sorry, you lose. Damn it.
That was a bad move for you, Clayface. We're a bit more powerful than you're expecting, I think.
Deluded Clayface. Penguin must have promised him a cure for his unfortunate condition. He hasn't yet learned that The cure is worse than the disease. There's a passage to the Penguin's lair in the main subway corridor. Get there on the double.
I don't know about a band called The Disease, but The Cure is actually quite good. I don't know that I would accuse them of being worse than The Disease. The Disease is probably some kind of grunge metal band, if it's anything. Ah, right, yes, you go straight through here, don't you? Sort of have a character that does ice, but such a low level, I don't really know how the power set works. Well, fair enough. Since we've been through that area before, yes, I will have gotten that hollow token. Thank you. I expect. I mean, unless there was one inside this tunnel that I didn't notice before. Yeah, this is a solo on duty as well as being a duo, so I did that a few weeks ago, I think. Oops. Confused myself there. That's not what I was trying to do.
So, Two-Face wants in on my smuggling operations, eh? Doesn't he know I'm an upright citizen these days? Come on, boys. Show Two-Face's little fledglings what happens when they crash my coupe. Wah, 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 wah.
That's pretty brutal.
Two-Face's pawns are here. Bane, deal with them.
You're overestimating Bane here, unfortunately. Oh, he's down. Okay. That didn't take long. We only needed to take him down to half health. And Penguin is here. Okay. How's it going, Pingu? Who's Bane going to break?
Wake up,
Nobody,
bird
I think.
brain. We're here to shut you down.
Ooh. Large bone pile. Let's take the mobsters and enforcers gloves. Okay. Throwing stars. Cool, I guess. I don't know that I've got the split personality hands before. Weird. Speak with Two-Face.
Bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, Penguin. And now, Two-Face rules this roost!
Well done. Pity you aren't working for me. Enjoy this momentary victory, Two-Face or Harvey Dent or whoever you are. The Penguin never puts all his eggs in one basket.
Over and over, end over end. Where will it land? Quick, call it. Heads or tails? Man or monster? Life or death? Who knows what chance will bring? Oh, I used to believe in rules, in laws, in shades of gray. Until it all went up in smoke. So now I believe in the flip of a coin, and I forget about right or wrong, or good or evil, and simply find out if things are about to go from bad to worse.
I'm impressed that in that cinematic that Two-Face somehow managed to capture both Batman and Robin and the Joker and Harley. Quite a surprise. Yeah, I don't know whether it is possible, in fact, to get everywhere in this mission. I mean, because of the coin flip thing and taking either the left or the right path, it seems like you can't... I mean, I tried before when I was doing it solo, but it seems like you can't, at any point, once you've gone on one route, it seems like you can't go through the other route. So anything that's along that route you can't access. So like there may be something that was supposed to happen or that they thought might happen if you activate all of those bird statues, but because you can't get all of them in one go, it can't be like a final... Like, you can't get them all. Like, it can't be a feat, for example, unless you somehow find a way to clip through the gate of the route that you didn't get given. That was impressively gruesome. Yeah. The face melting, especially with like the bits sticking to his hand, that was pretty horrible. What post-this I've gotten? I might have finished an investigation there, actually. In fact, I hope I have. Oh, I finished two. I'm always looking for more information on the Penguin. Thanks for collecting these recordings. Spats. Ooh. Legal unease. Digging up Harvey Dent's old case files just goes to show that no good deed goes unpunished. Harvey certainly didn't. It was just plain too little too late. That's the wrong two. Unless this is supposed to be... Oh right, from Two-Face. This is probably deliberate then. Thanks for the stroll down memory lane. Robotic. Not familiar with that style. Let's take a look at the Spat's shoes. That would probably look better in different colours. White spats, black shoes. Those spats got quite a long way, don't they? Oh, I can also change the colour of the metal. That's interesting. And then there was the robotic shoulders, wasn't there? Okay, multiplayer. Shadowlands. Ooh, interesting. Meet Dr. Fate at the Oblivion Bar to enter the Shadowlands and drive Brainiac from the magical realms. Oh, right, okay. This is the thing that you would do. I mean, I showed it, in fact. This is the final mission with Wonder Woman as your mentor. You fight against Circe.
Wonder Woman, Circe, we must hurry. Brainiac's presence in Shadowlands is the nexus of his invasion. I will lead you to the portal.
So before this point, you would have gone through a few different magic realms with.
Brainiac's interference is too great. I can accompany you no longer, even in astral form. Go, champion of truth. Fight for us all.
With Dr. Fate first accompanying you in person and then in astral form the second time, because the problems that Brainiac is causing are interfering with his abilities. And finally, now he can't even accompany us in astral form.
Biological entity.
I've picked up this audio log on a different character, and you probably can't complete all of them, unfortunately. Because the other holotokens are inside other instances, which I don't know how you would get to without being a magic background superhero, so I'm not going to. I mean, if you want to hear these holotokens, I'm sure there's recordings of them on YouTube, and eventually my recordings of them will go up on YouTube as well. But yeah, you wouldn't be able to listen to all of them if you were doing on-duty stuff, unfortunately. I don't think. I said at the time, in DC, magic tends to need a soul as a conduit. So quite how Brainiac has managed as a binary being with no biological component, and as far as I can tell, no soul of his own. Quite how he has managed to find a way to channel Shadow Crack to restore your health. Ah, okay, that's what I do. Quite how Brainiac has managed to imbue some of his bots with
capture of mobile magic-based anomaly.
Any magic at all, let alone Shadowlands magic, is
terminate.
Honestly kind of baffling.
Great hell! What is this?
The Shadow Keeper, created by the realm itself in response to Brainiac's incursion. But he has taken control of it.
Then we have no choice.
We must put our differences aside and stop his advance for the greater good.
For the greater good.
Okay, so we need to defeat a few waves of Brainiac Crocs, which, given our combat rating, is not going to be remotely difficult. And wouldn't be much of a challenge even if you were doing this at combat rating, I don't think. Well, maybe at combat rating in this on duty, but you'd be doing it with a friend. If you were doing this because it's a mentor mission and it's the final part of your story arc as you're getting to max level, you might be doing this at about level 28, 29.
There is no choice. We must destroy it.
You'd probably be fine doing it at about that level, solo.
Yes. May this alliance be the first of many more. Victory is ours.
The realm of magic is safe from Brainiac. Now, on to other matters. Like your destruction, Wonder Woman.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
I really like that voice line. It's a nice nod to... Well, first of all...
over, mortal! You will rue the day you angered me. I know your name, I know your face, and I know your days are numbered!
Big boasting from a woman on her knees after a half-second defeat. Some of the Brainiac cutscenes in DCUO make it look like its true form is a Coluan and thus a living being. Ah, yes, fair enough. Circe is literally a goddess, yeah. So, on the surface level, curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal from Wonder Woman there at Circe's betrayal is a nice little nod to Firefly. However, if you know that the voice actress for Wonder Woman, jeez, I can't remember her name. Let me look it up quickly. I should probably have looked this up before. But... So, Gina something. Gina Torres. So, Gina Torres is the voice actress for Wonder Woman in the game. She is also the person who plays Zoe Washburn in Firefly, who is the wife of Hoban Washburn, who played who was the person in Firefly who actually said the line "Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal" whilst he was playing with dinosaurs, little dinosaur toys. So it's a reference to Firefly, but also it is a reference by a voice actor who was an actor in Firefly, which is, you know, it multiplies the niceness of the reference. I'm going to tune swashbuckler boots, and I just spent like a minute and a half talking and missed the chance to choose biker boots. Rubbish. Choose my gear there. Yeah, I mean, they're not awful, but they're not particularly impressive either. Anyway, let's free Wonder Woman. We've left her in a crystal for long enough, I think.
By Hera, you are a warrior I am proud to have at my side. I will open a portal home for you and restore this realm's connection to me.
I am called Wonder Woman. I am a princess of Themyscira, my island home. A warrior for peace. A champion of the gods. And now one of an army. Each soldier dedicated to ending tyranny and bringing freedom and peace to this world. I am honored to fight beside them and call them friend. war brings out the best and worst in us all. Here is to our victory, and to truth and freedom for all.
You might notice that they haven't updated this animatic cutscene with the new costumes. So both Circe and Wonder Woman have updated costumes. Had their costumes updated, I should say, since the game was released. I didn't. I had a timer. Furious. I didn't get anything Furious. The loot box in the purple symbol next to your chat box that you press L to choose a thing from. I let that time out by accident. This is done well. I can see the villain side of this. He's leaving Wonder Woman here, I suppose. Yeah, probably. And because I was talking whilst the timer ran out, rather than picking my gear, it just automatically assigned me something. I didn't pick Furious Boots, unfortunately, no. So it just assigned me Determined Swashbuckler's Boots, which have the style Biker, which is, yeah, kind of underwhelming as a style, unfortunately. I mean, it's a style that you can pick up and that you can choose during character creation.
Ready to get back to the good fight? Need some new gear to help you out?
Don't think that I need battery fragments or incendiary mines. Or any of those other things. But I do need to sell my repair my gear, so let's do that. The quick climb canister was from the flash thing. I'm probably not going to bother going back to doing any of that, but I'll leave it in my inventory anyway. Like how the game has understated styles. You can literally dress in a business suit if you want. Yeah, it is nice that the game has like very mundane, boring outfits, so you can dress, yeah, as you said, like you're a businessman. You can just wear a business suit, or you can dress as a biker, or in a school uniform. What have we done? Hall of Doom Recovery. Superman and Lex Luthor have battled their way through the Daily Planet only to be teleported to the Hall of Doom. Fight your way in and give Superman a hand. Probably not any need to do that. We've already done that on stream. Definitely. Both Alara, Wavestorm and I have done this together because this is the final mission for a meta hero, and we're both meta heroes, so we've both done that. So Brainiac has taken control of a Star Labs satellite. Use the transporter of the Gotham City Star Labs station to teleport to the satellite and destroy Brainiac's exabyte data. That's the final thing in the tech hero sequence, isn't it? You teleport to the satellite, and well, in the tech hero thing you go to the Batcave as well afterwards. So let's not do that. Enter the Knightsdome Arena to stop Jesse, Trigon's son of Envy, from completing an Envy ritual that could gain enough sinful energy to wake Trigon from his slumber. Let's do that. I mean, this... Hold on. Oh, I mean, fair enough, let's do it. I think that these, all three of these in Tier 5 are the three indoor, like, enclosed areas that you can do in the... what is it called? Chaos Gotham? No, that's not right.
You mustn't allow Jesse to complete the ritual of envy. It will bring him closer to releasing his father.
Yeah, this is. I did this last week on stream, solo. In the I forget what it's called. Is it like? Anyway, Alara, there's a holo token back here. If you want to pick that up, behind here. No problem. Yeah, I forget what the zone was called, but...
Yes, look at the prize. It doesn't belong to you, but it can. It can show you everything you desire. And who has it?
Amplexabitur Zealous! You will not disrupt the ritual!
Feel.
I trash talked the whole time I was in here doing this last time. Ritual Master.
You will bow to Jester. Nothing. Save me.
Let's take this. There's also a holo token over here as well. I had to find the location of it online and come back in here a second time to pick it up because I hadn't noticed it the first time. No problem. If you defeat both groups within a minute of one another. I've already got it because the only reason I know that there's a defeat is because I managed to do it by accident last time.
Time to scoop up some envy energy. Wait! What are you all doing here? Good thing I brought a paperclip and a wool sock.
At least this part is entertaining. Fight for me. Who truly envies my power?
You're a stinking fool.
Is Gizmo wearing a pair of silver hot pants? It's difficult to tell.
Recalculate his strategy.
I think he is. Didn't get a good look, but it looked like he was wearing a pair of silver hot pants, which is an interesting choice. I don't envy his fashion choice, no. May surprise you to learn. Oh yeah, the comment from Marhawkman about understated styles. Just reminded me of something that it makes pre-programmed voice lines from characters that make reference to you looking like a costume freak hilarious if your character is dressed in a, you know, an ordinary business suit.
Invenire invidia. Who do you envy most? You want my... I envy your ignorance.
Wow. Just absolutely bodied him.
got that style. Oh well.
Bit of an odd power though, like a huge pair of like jaws or bear trap jaws out of water. It's not the first thing I would have thought of thematically for water, but yeah. Although now that I think about it, like if you were...
ready to get back to the good fight? Need some new gear to help you out?
If you were dressed in a business suit whilst fighting crime, or, you know, like dressed like a schoolgirl, it probably would be fairly on point for like Harvey Bullock to refer to you as being dressed weirdly for what you do, like, because you don't expect someone dressed in a you know, smart business suit to be running around fighting crime, wading through like knee-deep sewage and going to space. Wall climbing makes some cutscenes ridiculous because before and after the cutscene I'm standing on the ceiling, but during the cutscene I'm on the floor talking to the enemy. Yeah, that's pretty wild. So actually, all of the Tier 5 stuff, the Knightsdome Arena, Tunnel of Lust, and Ruined Cathedral, I've already done on stream before. What's supply lines? Fight for control of the warehouses in Themyscira and establish the supply lines that will ensure victory in the Amazon War in Gotham. Port of Paradise. I don't think I've done these, so let's do supply lines. It's kind of a shame that none of the powers, none of the power sets in the game are really very close to Spider-Man style. But I think it's also understandable that they wouldn't want to even get close to that possibility. Like, you can already get... You could probably pick martial arts and then acrobatics, so you can, like, stick to walls and have the zipline stuff. That's probably close enough to Spider-Man, and they probably didn't want to go any closer than that.
Themyscira's warehouses are vital to our efforts both here and in Gotham. I need you to push out my mother's guards and establish a supply line so that we can keep our allies armed and healthy. When you find a store of supplies, light a beacon, and a squad will be dispatched to collect them and bring them to the docks.
Purposes of, you know, not getting in legal trouble. But I do quite like it when it's at least possible. Like, I mean, in Champions Online, for example, you can kind of get close to Spider-Man, I think. You shouldn't, because the character will be deleted. but the fact that it's possible is nice. So this is, I think, a continuation of some story stuff that I did on stream last week, I think. I can't check the on-duty stuff whilst I'm in an on-duty thing, but there were a few missions, one where I was playing as Cersei and one where I was playing as Wonder Woman, that described a story arc where Cersei comes to Queen Hippolyta. Alright, no, these are on our side. Is that a flare? Is that what that was supposed to be? That's not... That's a brazier, not a flare. That's weird. Some of the vine attacks would work with Spider-Man if you changed it from vines to webs. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately you can't change the colours of your powers in the game. You can hear it open. It's probably on the other side of this wall here. Somewhere. Ah, there we are.
Remove your helm, champion, and reveal the identity of our victor. Let your sisters see the face of our new representative to the mortal world.
Mother, forgive me for going against your orders, but I must do this duty for our people.
Diana, the mortal world is not like Themyscira. It is treacherous and is plagued by deceit. You will face endless challenges.
I am prepared, Mother.
I know. But you will make me proud.
Hopefully this is a helm that I haven't picked up before. That's what I'm mainly doing this for. Amazon Soldier. Sweet! I don't have it. Doing this for the costume pieces. What they're here for. I mean, I know what the flying Amazons are here for, but I don't know what the walking ones are here for, just to chill out, I guess. Let's see what the Amazon hat looks like. Oh. Yeah, still quite cool. I don't think Athena was on your side today. Sorry. Eugenius the Vindictive, who we also beat up. This is probably going to be Greco-Roman, isn't it? Although if it's Amazonian, then that'll be pretty cool. Amazon Soldier, sweet. Let's pick up that style. Legs. Amazon Soldier. Have I got the Amazon Soldier chest? No, but I have got Angelic, which is kind of a metal crop top. Not very good armour. Now I'm surprised, I'm impressed rather, that they can see the flare, given that it's under a canopy like this. Magic. Yeah, I guess so.
For the Queen!
It's I think it's really a shame that you can't customize the colours of your powers in this. I guess they want powers to remain visually unique so that you can identify what a power set is just on site, which, you know, fair enough. That's useful for like PvP, I guess, but it's not great for creating your character. Like, and there are already plenty of characters in DC who don't use standard colors. Oh, I've been here already. Okay. Like Fire, the Hispanic superhero who can turn into like a fully green woman. Her fire is green. Tried throwing those orange crystals. Yeah, I think they explode. It's kind of amusing, but like not worth it for like if you're trying to deal damage.
These docks have long been a primary access point for Themyscira, for both sea and air vessels alike. Today, the port is dominated by warships, ferrying soldiers and supplies to our armies fighting in Gotham City.
And odd people keep around so many explosives. Yeah, that is odd. I guess it's a magic device, like a magic crystal, and maybe ordinarily it's used as
the docks are under attack. Our supply ships can't leave for Gotham. Please help rout Hippolyta's forces so we can send aid to the war front.
Maybe ordinarily they're used as a power source, I guess. I'm curious about what's over here. Usually in situations like this. Oh, we might need to go here, or perhaps if we were doing the villain side, we'd be going this route rather than this route. Yeah, we might well see that later. But if that didn't actually lead anywhere, like if it was just that was a bit of corridor, I would expect there to be a holo token at the end of it, because the game likes to hide holo tokens in out of the way places.
Give me an edge.
I guess I'll just take the source mark because I can't use the sword or the bow. A bit disappointing. Oh wow, that's the warship. I thought it was like a boat, but no. It's an invisible sort of airship, I guess. Cool design. It's a shame you can't see more of it. Oh well. Magic battery they use to charge torches. Listen, I don't know how it works. I'm just guessing. Tisiphone. Was someone that we just fought called Tisiphone? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Ready to get back to the good fight? Need some new gear to help you out?
Oh no, that's not what I wanted. So, during like a week or two ago, I did Cersei's Trial, maybe Aegis of Truth. Yeah. And then there was a couple more. I think. No. Maybe Wonderverse? No, that's not right. I think it was just Cersei's Trial and Ages of Truth that started these two storylines, where Cersei's Trial is where you play as Cersei, and Ages of Truth is where you play as Wonder Woman and fly around Themyscira. And we just did Supply Lines, where we helped Wonder Woman, so I imagine that Port of Paradise will be sort of the enemy docks in Themyscira to prevent them from resupplying their armies in Gotham City. I imagine this will be when you're with you on Cersei's side, but it might not be. I mean, let's find out. And Spark of Ion will just be... Spark of Ion must be taken... Must make it to the central power battery on Oa before it's too late. Help Hal Jordan and Sinestro to make sure the essence of the entity arrives safely. Yeah. I mean, we did... I think there was a solo one where you just help Sinestro take Parallax's essence to the yellow battery on Quad. Or maybe it was a duo, it's just... We did it ages ago. Don't remember. Oh, we start from here. Okay. And then presumably go across... Munitions, Apothecary, Foundry, Arsenal stockpile. Maybe we work our way up through the map the opposite direction. What she sells.
Are you in need of repairs?
Oh, just soda cola and repairs. Okay, fair enough. That's really moving away from the Amazonian Greek aesthetic and moving towards fantasy medieval. Really? You know?
We're preparing a counterattack against Queen Hippolyta's army. We need a small strike team to take out their docks. Need our scout up ahead.
Symphony is a character from DC Comics as an enemy of Wonder Woman, but is an adaptation of a mythological figure. Okay, cool. Not sure who Captain Alexia is. The pose next to... This pose next to QI makes me look like QI's flirty friend. Do you mean you're not my flirty friend? Uwu isn't flirting.
You can take the Greek fire from here. I need to get back to base.
Oh, I can I? Cool.
You stand against me. Call that a challenge? Hardly a stretch.
Yeah, these crystals are quite fun to throw around, but they don't do very much damage, and I think this one actually is going to be a healing crystal. In fact, I hit the ground rather than throw it. Never mind. That's fine. I guess if it's a crystal, like a magic device, and it does lots of healing, maybe it's just around as a minor healing device. The sort of thing you probably do need during a war, you know? Oh, I've already got them Amazon soldier legs, feet rather. Okay. Oh, that's going to go off.
My friends, the warehouses have been recaptured by my mother's forces. We absolutely cannot allow them to maintain control of that district. Hurry!
not much of a challenge. I could say the same thing of you. Although I suppose, to be fair, we are doing this above the recommended level. Oh well.
It is my duty to protect this key.
Sorry, Calliope. You're getting trashed now. Curio. Let's take that. Yes. Holotoken, hidden away back here. Missed it last time. Haha.
Brainiac's trespass on Themyscira was a dark day for the Amazons. His invasion attacked that which we hold most sacred, the sanctity of our island and our duty to protect the Gate of Tartarus. This breach could threaten the entire world with chaos, war, and death. I pray to the gods that we can stop this wave of darkness before it shadows the world.
That we don't really see Brainiac's attack on Themyscira, unless that's through one of the portals that I wasn't able to get through because my combat rating's not high enough, I guess. What's this? Alright. Arrow. And then fire the arrow, or the ballista bolt. Alright, just get it ready to use. There's a holotoken here, hidden in the foliage.
My queen, we are blessed to see you here at the temple.
Wise Priestess Areto, I come to you seeking guidance. While Paradise Island truly is such, and I am grateful to the goddesses, I feel a loneliness that I do not understand. I am surrounded by my sisters and serve them with all the love in my heart.
Honorable Hippolyta, you have so much selfless love to give. I believe your heart desires to be a mother to more than your people.
Yeah. I have been wondering about how this sounds to you, given that you're listening to it both on your own computer and through the stream. Calliope, not mentioned on DC Comics Wiki, so probably a minor named character, enemy created for the game. Yeah, probably.
Use the ballista to weaken that one-eyed brute. My sisters will keep you armed.
I mean, unless that's a necessary mechanic for a fight, I don't think... Yeah, no, good.
You felled that beast. You've once again proven your valor. And maintaining control of this district will aid our efforts.
I knew we could count on you. I'll take things from here.
Cool.
Ready to get back to the good fight? Need some new gear to help you out?
Probably don't need that. I do
Ready to get back to the good fight? Need some new gear to help you out?
Don't need to repair anything. Good. Hal Jordan, or perhaps Jal Horden.
I'm glad you've come. I need your help with taking the Spark of Ion to the central power battery, but there's an army of orange lanterns between here and there. We cannot allow the Spark's light to fade. Oh, and don't worry about Sinestro. This time he's on our side.
If you're finished, Jordan, we should move on. Or have you already forgotten how quickly the Spark siphons your ring's power?
I can tell this is gonna be fun.
Which way it is? Oh, right. He'll lead the way, I guess. Oh no. He's following you.
Is that
Sinestro? You missed the old days.
Even if I did, reminiscing is pointless. As I see it, nothing has changed. I'm still your superior.
Yeah.
I think Sinestro was the one who trained Hal Jordan. Sinestro certainly was a respected member of the Green Lantern Corps before he went nuts, I guess.
Beware, another fool driven by greed.
Oh wow, I can't break free. Shift. Wow.
Alright, let's keep moving.
Elegant minibar. Let's see if I can... I don't know what shoulders these will end up being. Let's find out. Oh, shielded robot. Oh, okay. Maybe I should have gone with the minibar.
There's no end to these guys. My ring's power's already low. I need to use that charging station.
I'll keep this door sealed. First, destroy the rest of those constructs so Jordan can recharge his ring.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light!
Another orange lackey. Prepare yourselves. They're coming through.
Looks like the cat's out of the bag. The citrine mist found We're almost there. Let's go.
So I'm wondering whether these guys actually... Sinestro is such a cheerful guy, it's hard to imagine why he's no longer a Green Lantern. He didn't really go nuts, he was just not interested in using the power for the greater good in the sense most would think of it. Yeah, he's way too selfish. A token. Oh, clever. Hidden on the back of this lantern.
Obviously, we're pretty familiar with Ion, the embodiment of will. It's believed that Ion came into existence when the life form first willed itself to move. Did you know that Lantern Rainer was once a host to Ion? Now he serves as a member of the Honor Guard with great pride.
Yeah, being a host to an embodiment of one of the
before we
colors
go in there, we need a plan.
Is kind of a big deal. To get the attention of one of the...
If we're going to stand a chance in there, I can't let the spark hold me back. That's why I'm giving it to you, temporarily.
Are you sure that's wise, Jordan?
We don't have time for wise. Besides, I trust our friend. The spark will stay lit.
Just hurry up.
going to feel a surge of energy, but don't worry. They will beware your power.
Haha, holo token. Green Lantern's light.
In my travels, I have more than once encountered one particular runt Orange Lantern named Glomulus. Despite his laughable appearance, it would be unwise to underestimate him. Do yourself a favor and don't let your guard down if ever you come across his filth. I'm not sure how, but he smells as foul as his master Larvae.
Oh yeah, I was saying before, I'm not sure whether the Cheetah and Captain Cold that we fought earlier are genuine people who have managed to get a hold of Orange Lantern rings somehow, or whether they are Orange Lantern constructs.
It's clear. Transfer the spark, Jordan.
All right. I guess they didn't break after they were defeated, so maybe they actually are ring bearers.
Ion is back. We did it.
Jordan, we're not alone in here.
Glomulus? He's been spying on us.
Bye.
My ring's charged. Mine too. I won't recharge from the central power battery. Ion needs all the willpower he can get.
When Kyle Rhino was Ion, he had powers on the scale that Larvae does things. Yeah. Being the host of one of these beings is kind of a big deal. It gives you a massive boost to the powers you can use as a lantern of a given color. You have to express, or you have to exhibit an enormous potential or use of that light type as well. So Kyle Rayner, to get to be host of Ion, had to demonstrate an incredible ability and strength of will to draw the attention of Ion, this big shark-looking weirdo, to get Ion to come to him and use him as host. Larvae has made imitations of real people. Glomulus isn't actually a living being now. Yeah, I know. The Orange Lantern constructs are you completely destroy a being and recreate it with orange light. So I realized that Glomulus it's just a bit difficult to tell the difference between let's take that. I'm not sure what either of these are going to end up looking like, but oh well. Bit difficult to tell what. Oh, it's shielded robot again. That's a bit of a disappointment. To tell the difference between a lantern construct and an actual lantern person. The only difference I can tell is that a construct...
Thanks for this. Ion will be restored, and now we have the will to move forward. Sinestro says thanks too.
No, I didn't.
Constructs shatter when they're defeated, and people don't. They just fall over and despawn. And I think that Cheetah and Captain Cold despawned without shattering. I don't remember though, I wasn't paying attention. I guess I'd have to rewatch, or maybe do this again another day. But yeah, I think that they just despawned. I don't think that they shattered, so I don't think that they actually were constructs. I don't think they were turned into constructs by Larvae or another orange ring holder, I guess. Well, the orange light of avarice creates such greed that Larvae doesn't have an actual core. Yeah. I mean...
Ready to get back to the good fight? Need some new gear to help you out?
The fanfic with this ring, where the main character gets an orange ring, and is put into the Young Justice universe, is fascinating because it explores the concept of this person trying to control their avarice and use it for as a force of good, and try and set up an Orange Lantern Corps. Unfortunately, as I've said previously, Mr. Zote, who writes with this ring, turned out to be a transphobe, and so I was no longer interested in supporting his work and reading the things that he wrote. League Hall Malfunction. Regain control of the security wing and repel the assault on the League Hall's systems. Cool. Let's go ahead and do that. In theory, you could take one and use it, but Larfleeze would get alerted and come after you for it. Yeah. I mean, I think you would need... it depends how close you were to Larfleeze, and whether he was in one of his hibernation cycles. And probably also how much you use how much you use avarice as an emotion, as compared to the powers of the ring. I mean, the main problem with getting an orange ring would probably be how do you recharge it, because there isn't a central power battery, and therefore, because I mean the way that the the Yellow Lantern Corps works is that they've got a central power battery on Oa, and then your personal power battery, which is smaller, is linked to it through like subspace or something, so it's a perfect immediate link, like through a wormhole. So when you use your personal lantern, you basically got a direct link to the central power battery, and it's just like a convenient outlet. And that's how you recharge your personal ring to use it as a tool. Unfortunately, the Orange Lantern Corps doesn't have a central power battery, so it doesn't have any personal lanterns, or even if you did have a personal lantern, there would be nothing for it to connect to. So that's a thing that the main character in With This Ring had to get around, and he finds a way around it fairly early on in the story. So I actually did read that. It was pretty well written. It's unfortunate that...
Something's up with your security systems in the holding cells. You might want to get down there and check it out. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that it turned out Zote was not someone I wanted to continue to support in any way. It was a good story. I I enjoyed it. Weird shaped cells. I've got this huge ring, but a very shallow space. Larfleeze has a power battery, but I think there's only one, and it might actually be the central battery. Yeah. I mean, as I said, I didn't actually ever read much of any of the boom tube. It's not making its signature boom, which is a bit disappointing. But so we are being assaulted by Apocalypse, it seems, because those were parademons coming through a boom tube. Oh, that was a boom. Yeah, I didn't read very much of the comics, or really any of the Light War comics, so I didn't actually personally experience the stories with Larfleeze. I'm just aware of him mainly because of With This Ring. who these chaps are. Nah, nuts. Wasn't quick enough. We both need to try and do these when the thing goes off. Yeah, at the same time, or at least whilst the thing is timing down. So you stay over that side and deal with people over there, and I'll stay over this side and deal with people over here. Okay. Nuts. It doesn't give you much time, does it? Aha! Holding cell occupants teleported to quarantine. I think there's a couple more that we need to do. It'll be worth staying in position. Teleported to quarantine. Nice one. Just the one left. Probably more difficult to do if you're not crazy over-leveled for the content. Hey Hush, how's it going? Stay here.
Like the enemy, you might win.
Why are you bothering to pick up this weird object?
Them to the Watchtower containment facility. They should be secured there. You've got bigger problems. Something has broken into your data core. Hurry over there. I'll see what they're after.
Kind of rubbish stuff in that selection there. A bit trippy. I think they're severely underestimating us, only sending 2 at a time. Come on, take this a bit more seriously, would you? Darkseid?
Parademons are hacking the data core. They're accessing encrypted files related to exabyte data and superpowers. Block their attempts to get that data.
How? We can't get in. Use the consoles. Oh, right, here we are. Outfit does look kind of dark, if I'm honest. Colonel Data Crusher. I wonder what he does.
They're stealing your data! I'm not even a pair of demons, dearie. See if you can stop me!
That was a proper boom when it opened, yeah. They have a good boom when they open, but they don't really make much noise when they close, unfortunately. I'd quite like it if they boomed when they close as well. Mad Harriet.
Don't you dare try and stop me! I'll shred you to bits and throw a parade for Darkseid!
rather more than tickled, you little shit.
Lad Harriet isn't exactly known for her planning skills. Her presence can mean only one thing. The grandmother of all sadistic orchestrators. I'll try and figure out what's up.
Yeah, Granny Goodness was involved in this somehow. Which is quite bad, because Granny Goodness is, despite her name, or in opposition to her name, is pretty unpleasant.
Ready to get back to the good fight? Need some new gear to help you out?
Just want to nip to my base and plug in a couple of plugs that I've got. Yeah, Mad Harriet as a super mook, not a mastermind. Yeah. Got, yep. And did I get one of these? Yes, I did. Okay. That's some space back in my inventory. Ended up getting such weird random stuff in here. I've also got... I've unlocked free placement mode now as well, which is nice. Crime Syndicate... Oh, that's a bit big, isn't it? Okay. Let's put the rug, thin, elegant rug, there. Huh. And some garbage bags that someone needs to take out, but which I haven't yet. What else have I got? Oh, right. That's what that is. A third world beacon. Crime Syndicate America table. Nice. Oh, yes, let's put a well here on the second floor, where it's not connected to anything. That makes sense. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's go back to the watchtower. Hey, welcome, Cyan Bro. I'm just going through... I'm good. To answer your question, I wasn't paying attention. I'm doing well. Just going through on-duty content. Probably got time. Well, I've got probably enough time for another one or two of these. So, probably Resource Recovery and Corrupted Zamaron. Though, so Xamarin is where the Pink Lanterns are from. Well, they don't call themselves Pink Lanterns, they call themselves Star Sapphires. Darkseid has sent Mantis to recover an ancient resource in the depths of the necropolis. Well, that sounds very involved. Didn't get to finish reading that. Should have read it before.
After escaping Apocalypse, I never wanted to return. But we can't let Darkseid's agents get their hands on this ancient resource. No one deserves to live under his thumb, and I will fight to end his reign once and for all. I can sync my mother box to one of these third-world devices. Choose the one that you think will give us an edge.
I don't know. Ah, right, okay, so that's defense, that's health, this is damage, I guess. Oh yeah, probably control, isn't it? Do we want to go for defense? I mean, it probably doesn't make very much difference for us because we're a bit OP. Defense might as well be it. I think we used a section of this area when we were doing the John Constantine mission.
Motherbox suggests we go north, but if you think otherwise, I'll follow your lead.
This way is north. I mean, I guess we could go a different way.
Young scot-free. Try to escape again? You think you are smart, but your misbehavior is easy to predict. Why won't you obey Granny? The other children are happy to have the orphanage as their home. Last time you tried to escape, your punishment was 6 hours of reconditioning. This time, I will double it.
Thank you. I appreciate your appreciation of my decorating skills. I think mine kind of is also stuff everywhere. It's not really decorated how you would decorate a home, I think, just given the limits of what I have available, really. And the fact you can't... I don't think there's a store for base items. Like, you have to
no
just...
ancient resource behind door number 2 either. At least that increases our odds for the next door.
It's either rely on RNG to get random stuff or go on the auction house. And as a free player, I've got a limit of 3,000.
If something happens to me down here, you might want to have someone else tell Barda. Maybe Superman.
Yeah, my cash limit is 3,000, so I can't really go on the auction house and buy stuff. Like, pretty sure DCUO devs made maps and then wrote missions using whatever parts they felt like using. Yeah, there are definitely a lot of recycling in this game. I think there is some place to buy decorative junk, but probably not all of it. Yeah, I'm having to rely on drops, so RNG. Maybe this way? Oh, this door's open now. Let's try it. Like, I'm not able to go on the auction house and buy things because of my cash limit. I mean, I've only got 300,000 in escrow anyway. Like, there's stuff on the auction house for millions. Even if I were to grind through and get loads of stuff, loads of
Be careful. He may be old, but he was once a powerful god.
I'd still have to become a subscriber in order to actually make use of the money. the garbage bags, put mine next to a coffin and pile of dirt implying something bad. Fair enough. I mean, you can come up with thematic stuff for your placement of items. If I recall correctly, one of the things in the event store for the anniversary anti-monitor attack is boxes with random base items. Oh, fair enough. That's interesting.
I hope you're ready, friend. I have a feeling the next battle won't be easy.
Aha, Mantis. Hello, chap.
Mantis? Give up. You're outmatched.
You'll need more than your little friends to stop me, Mr. Miracle. I will take this to Darkseid.
He says, and doesn't even finish his line before being defeated. If he'd bothered to look, he would have noticed that we're not little. I mean, I'm not as big as Big Barda, but I'm almost the same size as Mr. Miracle. We can't use that. Flowering vine. Let's just hope this is something good. Costume piece I don't have. Druid, sweet. I think I've unlocked it on a different character. So I had already had that style in my library, but I hadn't unlocked it on this character. Different type of hood. It's almost like the runic hood, actually. It's just not got runes, obviously. So, runed hood is almost exactly the same. It's just, yeah, got symbols around the trim lining. Let's talk to Mr. Miracle.
Count this as a win for the good guys. This is one advantage Darkseid won't get his hands on. Thanks for all your help.
In the lore, Darkseid and his brother Highfather create their planets from nothing, basically. Like, after they do the god thing of defeating the previous generation of gods. Druid's easy to get as a villain. Cool, fair enough. Alright, on EU servers. I am. I'm in the UK. I'm on the EU servers. Where? Oh, right here. I played on the US servers for a while. Years and years ago, and I think I've still got a few characters on the US server. Because I was playing along with a friend of mine who lives in Canada at the time. I think they still live in Canada, actually. It was at the time I was playing with them. These days, just playing by myself, so I'm on EU. You can get it by finding the guy in one of the hideouts who's a Trigon minion, and he'll actually sell it to you for a little cash. Oh, cool.
Ready to get back to the good fight? Need some new gear to help you out?
Well, I would still need to spend replay coins to actually get those items unlocked, even if I... Because, I mean, I imagine that cosmetic items are shared between hero and villain side. Like, you'll still have them in your library, but they just won't be unlocked. And I've only got 45 replay coins left after spending a bunch, not knowing that you need to spend Daybreak coins to get more at the time. So I'm left with 45. I mean, I'm not really sure what I would spend them on. But I want to plug those two plugins into my generator before we continue. So I got a red one. Oh, two red ones, okay. Might, precision. I probably want might. Yes. because I've got. Let's remove that. Put in 7.3 precision instead of a 6.1. So in the lore for New Genesis, oh no, I don't want to leave. That would take me to Metropolis, I think. Darkseid and Highfather defeated their father, whose name I can't remember at the moment, and created and separated out and entered some kind of extra-dimensional space, and created their individual planets. So New Genesis for Highfather and Apocalypse for Darkseid, and I think created everyone that lives on those worlds, you know, all the new gods themselves, basically. I wonder if there's a similar guy who does it hero side. The hero and villain sides don't always have direct counterparts, but they do have counterparts. Maybe the hero side has a different outfit. Could be. I haven't really investigated the outfit part sellers in the safe houses. Let's do Corrupted Zamaron. There's probably, well, we'd be running a bit over. Oh yeah, what was the story for this area? Join Mr. Miracle and race to get the resource first. Ah, okay. Right, and this one is the Black has re-emerged in the universe and has targeted the Predator entity inside the central power battery on Xamarin. Help Carol Ferris defend Xamarin from the Black Lanterns. Right, yes, so that's where I was going with that. So Darkseid created Apocalypse himself. As far as the lore is concerned, I don't know whether it's different in the game, but the comics say that Darkseid created Apocalypse and all the beings that live there. So the fact that there's anything under, buried deep in Apocalypse that he isn't aware of or has forgotten is really more of an indictment of Darkseid than anything. Yeah, it's kind of a weird place. And the Xamarin.
You may call me Indigo One. I am of the Indigo tribe, and I am here to help. We have little time. Xamarin is in danger, as is all life. We must cleanse Xamarin and get to the power battery now. The Black has returned to the living universe and is corrupting the cores from within. The Indigo light of compassion can cleanse this corruption.
Yeah, Star Sapphires don't tend to wear very much. Not really sure why. The colour is supposed to be love, and I guess the idiot dude bro, well, not dude bros, but like the super macho geek boys at DC think that the only love that anyone can express is sexual love, and so therefore all Star Sapphires need to dress sexy.
Years ago, the Green Lantern Abin Sur visited the planet Nok. Alongside the native being Natramo, he discovered a wellspring, the source of the Indigo light of compassion. Once Natramo harnessed the power from the wellspring, he forged it into a ring. The very ring I wear upon my finger.
those conversion crystals. They might be. Star sapphires have this thing with imbuing others with love. It seems like mostly what they're imbuing is lust, which a bit daft. This is one of the things in DC, like the creative things in DC, that I just can't get behind. They're kind of obsessive with...
I will cleanse the corruption.
Dressing characters sexy.
The blood in your heart is so warm.
Does actually jive with what Ira Cernal does after becoming converted to a Star Sapphire. What happens to her? She get mad horny. Put on a swimsuit.
Before the War of the Light, we too lost our entity, Proselyte, the embodiment of compassion. Our search led us to Earth, where we discovered its mist scattered throughout the city. We successfully collected enough to reignite the flame of compassion on Nook. But when the entities were reconstituted, something came back with them. A corruption. A blackness.
Kind of disappointing that Black
I will cleanse the corruption.
Has such a direct one-to-one equivalence with evil in the game, and death and decay. They could have picked something else. Oh, Necromancer hat. It's a shame we've already got that. She decides to kiss and make up in a literal sense with Jon Stewart. There's something about the decision makers at DC where they're like, we were nerds in high school, and that means
I will cleanse the corruption.
We should take some kind of revenge. Really getting enough of a chance to put together my thoughts on the matter. I can't really be philosophical in that extent whilst having a fight.
I bear the indigo light of compassion. I will cleanse the corruption.
I disapprove of... I think I've got these gloves already. I think these will probably be Necromancer. That's blasters for the hand weapon hand blast, which I'm not using, so I can't use that, so just Source Smuck, I guess. Yeah, suffice to say, there are people in DC who make decisions about where things go thematically that I don't agree with. There's definitely a holo token. Oh, there we are. Holo token. And I think that they're kind of sexist and kind of creepy in some ways.
I was once known as Iroke, a violent criminal that committed many crimes without regard for others. But once the ring was placed upon my hand, I was filled with the indigo light. Remorse flooded my body as I was bathed in the power of compassion.
It's a character moment. The purpose was obvious. She'd been angry at John for something that wasn't really his fault for years, but also developed deep respect for him as a person. Her previous interactions were exceptionally nuanced. Some types of nerd, mostly guys, who wish that they could have behaved like jocks in high school, but were never given the opportunity because they weren't socially...
I will cleanse the corruption.
That type, they didn't get to have the status of being...
The power battery has been corrupted, and at its heart are the original bones of Hawkman and
For the
Hawkgirl,
Star Sapphires!
locked in a lover's embrace. Carol Ferris, we are here to aid you.
Don't write checks your butt.
We must cleanse the power battery. The corruption has been halted, but it cannot be completely removed until the source of the black has been destroyed.
Let's try and see what these are like. Hopefully it won't be something I've already got. Voodoo, nice. I don't think I've seen that before. Oh. Yeah. Could be better. There's a certain type of nerd who in high school never got to be popular because they weren't sporty, but they deeply envied, I think, the success, or certainly the access, the allowance with women that sports people get, or at least not even necessarily sports stars, because just because you're good at sports doesn't mean you're also good at social interaction. So basically there are certain nerds who were jealous of socially capable people, who, because they were more socially inclined, had more interaction, more obvious interaction with women, and these nerds are jealous of that and thought and feel that they deserved it but never had the opportunity. So now that they're making comics, they're using that as an opportunity to express their desires, I guess. To be clear, she'd stopped at flirting in previous encounters, but she did flirt with him multiple times, which is weird from a supervillainess who hates him. Well, not that weird. I mean, there's an awful lot of flirting between Selina Kyle and Batman, and Talia al Ghul and Batman. And in some of the Batman animated series, Harley Quinn and Batman.
Ready to get back to the good fight? Need some new gear to help you out?
As well as Batman and Batman. I don't think that Batman flirts with himself, to be honest. Now we know where both of those went. Selina and Talia, anyway. Well, I know what happened with Batman and Talia. I don't know what happened with Batman and Catwoman. I mean, in some continuities, Batman gets married to Catwoman and has a daughter who becomes a next generation Batwoman. He does it subconsciously. It's why everything is named Bat. It's that Batman flirting with himself. And I know that Talia al Ghul drugged and raped Batman so that she could beget Damian. Which is a part of why I've never liked Damian. I mean, also because Damian Wayne is a little shit. Main universe, Bruce has slept with Selina. Yeah. I wasn't quite sure how far they had gone, main universe, but fair enough. Did not know that's how Damian Wayne came about. Yeah, so Talia forced herself on Batman whilst he was drugged, and then bore Damian Wayne without Batman's knowledge, and then raised him for some number of years. Less than 10, because he's about 9 or 10 when he gets sent to Batman. So she raises Damian in the League of Shadows with assassin skills, which is another part of why he's such a little shit when he goes and lives with Batman. I don't know why Talia sends Damian to Bruce. It might be some kind of weird ploy to manipulate him, because Bruce has always wanted a family, or at least he misses the family he had. I guess if Bruce actually wanted a family, he could have easily, relatively easily, found someone to have a family with. Like, he could have created a family himself if he was interested in that and willing. I think he justifies the fact that he hasn't to himself by saying that he's involved in such dangerous stuff and, like, pushes people away. But if he were interested in having a family, he could have. And so Talia sending Damian to him... It's not clear which version is actually true. The various comics have told the story of Talia and Bruce differently. Okay. Talia wants Bruce to join her in the League. Well, I mean, Ra's al Ghul wanted Batman to replace him as leader of the League, and Batman was never interested. And for some reason, Talia is more loyal to Ra's, who is a knobhead, than anyone who would probably be better for her. Maybe. I don't know. She's made her choices, and I don't think they're good ones. And then she, as far as I can tell, has Damian via Batman as a ploy to manipulate Batman, and then springs Damian on Bruce after like 10 years. How did I get to the Titan's Tower? It's a portal over on this side. Titan's Island. No problem. Yeah, I'm gonna no, group, there we go. Leave group. I'm going to go now because we're over time for the stream. Talia is 100% infatuated with Batman. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's healthy, or that he should reciprocate, or that he has any kind of responsibility to her because she's interested in him or infatuated with him or whatever. Just because you like someone doesn't mean they're obligated to give you any attention back. And the more you use weird, shitty tactics like getting pregnant by them to try and manipulate them into being with you, the less you deserve them. Regardless of what kind of person they are themselves. Like, fucking don't do that. It's her reason for keeping it at it even though he's not interested. I think that someone should just whack her over the head with the horny bat. Bonk, go to horny jail. Anyway, that's the end of the stream for today. I hope you've enjoyed my random wandering blather. I guess you have, because you're still here. Anyway, I'm going to be back on Friday, around about 8. I'll try for 8. It might end up being 8:15 or 8:20 GMT. Live stream. We'll be checking in to see when you hit DCO again. Yep, I stream regularly Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. or around about. I know it's later than that now, and I've gone over. I aim to stream about 3 hours in the evenings. I'll be doing more of this hopefully. There's a few more tiers worth of stuff. There's quite a lot in tier 7 that we didn't do. Probably this will take up another couple of days worth of stream. Thing is I don't want to try doing 4-player or 8-player on stream because of my tendency to wander and go at it slowly and take things my own speed. So I don't want to make a team of 4 or 8 people put up with me wandering around. Gonna become Aqualas. Cool. So once I've finished the 2-person content, being helped by Alara, who in chat is Ravenforce, I will be switching to playing as a villain and playing through. I haven't decided which of Joker or Circe I'll be doing, which character I'll be playing as, which background. I haven't decided yet. It might well end up being Joker. But anyway, that's for the future. For now, goodbye. I hope you have had a good time this evening, and I hope to see you again, whenever that happens to be.